What's up, guys? I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Today I'm going to be giving an update on Games for a Living, or GFAL. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief.
Now, this was GFAL when I first talked about it about 2 months ago. It was trading under 2 cents. And this is GFAL right now, and it's over 2.5 cents. And GFAL even got up to just under 3 cents. So had you guys taken that trade, you could have made just over 70% gains in about 2 months. And even if you didn't sell the top, you would still be currently holding 50% gains. And I understand that might not sound like a lot, but you have to understand we are currently in a bear market. And to put things in perspective, the average return on the stock market is 10% in a year. That would mean we made in 2 months what the stock market makes in 7 years. And if you didn't sell, what the stock market makes in 5 years. Either way, those are incredible gains. And if you enjoy making gains in the crypto market, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Help me pump that algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. I will continue calling out projects that I believe could be profitable in the future. So stay tuned. Now, as I said, at the current moment, GFAL is currently trading at a price point of just over 2.5 cents. It has a market cap of 27 million, which ranks 515th among all cryptocurrencies, meaning that it is still a very small project. Just to put that in perspective, Gala Games reached an all-time market cap high of over $5 billion. Games for a Living would only need to reach just over half of Gala's market cap in order to 100x your money, meaning you invest $1,000, that 1,000 could turn into 100,000. You invest 10,000, it could turn into 1,000,000. So just understand, GFAL is still a very low cap project. Now, one slight drawback to GFAL is that it has a circulating supply of 1 billion out of a max supply of 10 billion, which is only 10% in circulation. But they are very clear about their inflation. So 2.25% of the supply will get released every single month on the 13th. So it is very easy to track the inflation. And you can actually utilize that information to either invest or sell before or after the supply is released. And now if you're looking to invest in GFAL, I recommend using PancakeSwap. Now, it is also listed on MEXC, but I think swapping Smart Chain BNB for GFAL is extremely easy. And then you can just store it in your Trust Wallet or MetaMask. Now, I will give a brief overview on Games for a Living for those of you guys that don't know. But if you are interested in a more in-depth analysis, I will link my previous video. Anyway, Games for a Living is a Web3 gaming platform that aims to revolutionize the gaming industry by releasing the first sustainable blockchain game with its first title, Elemental Raiders. Now, the question you may ask is what separates Games for a Living? Because it seems just like any other gaming project. And from a fundamental standpoint, you might be able to actually make that argument, as it's not very different from a project like Gala Games, as they're working on developing a layer 1 and they have a utility token. And that token is used for their network and their games. And that is a good thing to see, because utility is extremely important for a token, as that is what is going to drive adoption. But the most important thing about Games for a Living is their team, and specifically Trip Hawkins. So if you guys don't know who this is his LinkedIn account. He is the founder and first CEO of Electronic Arts, or EA. And if that's still not ringing a bell, think Madden, FIFA, Apex, a lot of major names in the gaming industry. So naturally, this is going to give Games for a Living a huge leg up on any other gaming project. There will be a lot of people who have confidence in this project because of Trip Hawkins, as they know what he is capable of. So when you see all of these gaming projects claiming to be the next Gala Games, or talking about how they're going to dominate Web3 gaming, most of the time, those projects do not actually have a chance. But in my opinion, Games for a Living truly does have a chance. I genuinely mean that, as they actually have a team that is capable of doing it. Now, if you come over to their Twitter, they have 53,000 followers, and they are continuing to post pretty much every single day, which is a great thing to see. A lot of it recently hasn't been super important information, but it's at least promising to see an active team and an active community, and their engagement actually isn't too bad. I understand this isn't their post, it's a repost, but still 15,000 views. Now, the next piece of news I want to cover is not directly tied to Games for a Living, but rather the entire crypto market. So Elon Musk calls fiat currency a scam. So Musk threw his weight behind what many in the Bitcoin community have been arguing for years, that the traditional monetary system is fundamentally flawed. Now, I've talked about this many times in my previous videos, but I won't go super in depth into it in this video. Long story short, once you understand fractional reserve banking, the Federal Reserve, and how fiat currency is actually created, you will understand that the scam argument is a legit argument. But I will also say this in defense of fiat currency: value resides where where people believe value resides. So until it actually becomes a common belief that fiat currency is a scam, nothing is going to change. And I also want to be clear, as bullish as it may seem for crypto, we do not want fiat currency to crash, as that will completely destroy the entire economy. But the point I'm trying to get at is that there will always be utility for Bitcoin. Whether or not the entire world understands that is completely irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that there are very important people who do understand crypto's value. And then the next article I want to cover, the US SEC will probably approve all spot Bitcoin ETFs at the same time, says ex-BlackRock managing director. I don't think they're going to want to give anybody a first mover advantage. And I think that is because BlackRock is there in the mix and it's a behemoth. They will put a lot of their power behind it in terms of sales and distribution to really make sure that they get the sort of go-to ETF, the default ETF. Now, either way you look at this is extremely bullish. Obviously, if they approve all of them at the same time, that is huge. But even if they don't, even if it's only BlackRock, what you have to understand is BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager. They are in charge of almost $10 trillion of funds. If they get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved, that will make it significantly easier for the average everyday person to get into cryptocurrency, especially the older generations who have most of the money. And the thing is, this is not a future ETF. This is a spot ETF, meaning that BlackRock will actually have to hold Bitcoin. Imagine the confidence that will install within the entire crypto market. If the world's largest asset manager is known to hold Bitcoin, that could be revolutionary for the entire crypto market. Now, you may ask, why am I talking about this in a GFAL video? Because I want you to understand, we are not necessarily that far away from a massive bull run. Most people out there are just waiting for the Bitcoin halving. But I'm telling you, there are other major macro events that could skyrocket us much sooner. So just keep your eyes on these Bitcoin spot ETFs. These could change everything. Now, for the final part of this video, we'll get into a little bit of technical analysis. So this is GFAL on the daily time frame. And as you guys can see, since my last video, we went absolutely parabolic. Now, I'm going to make my face a little bit smaller so you can see the VRVP. But if you look at price action right now, we are currently trading at a high volume node. And we are also pretty much trading on the 21-day moving average. So right now, we are at a heavy support level. On top of that, the stochastics have gotten extremely oversold. Now, you could actually argue that we are trading in a little bit of a bull flag, which break up 68% of the time, and it has a measured move to just under 3.5 cents, which would create new all-time highs. But I do also want to be clear, there are some other very bearish indicators. The first major one being price action swings from a lower high to a higher high. The RSI is higher high to lower high. That is Class A bearish divergence, which typically signals a local top has been reached. In addition, the RSI is still very overbought right now. So I do want to be clear, in the short term, I will not be surprised at all if GFAL does drop a little bit. Now, it's also critical that you understand the VRVP. You need to understand these high volume nodes essentially work as magnets. So typically what will happen is if price action does break beneath this high volume node, it will make its way down to the next high volume node, which is all the way down at just under 2 cents. So if we do drop, this could be a huge drop. I want you to understand that, just so you don't get caught off guard. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen, but it's possible. Yet at the same time, you need to remember, GFAL is still a very small project. It has a market cap of only 27 million. So if it gets any sort of institutional adoption, its price could still skyrocket, which would make technical analysis completely irrelevant. But now for the final part of this video, we'll go over Bitcoin as it's tied to most altcoins. Now, the first thing I noticed with Bitcoin is price action is currently trading in between two high volume nodes. So as I said with GFAL, high volume nodes essentially work as a magnet. So I would not be shocked at all if Bitcoin makes its way up to either 29,100 or makes its way down to 27,400. And due to the stochastics and RSI both being very overbought right now, I wouldn't be shocked if it's to the downside. But I will say there also are some very bullish indicators. So if you look at the moving averages, the 21-day moving average broke above the 50-day moving average, which is a golden cross. Typically, that signals an explosive move is coming for Bitcoin. So a potential scenario is that price action drops down and bounces off the 21-day moving average as support, where it then could potentially retest that $28,500 level, where it previously got rejected. And I will stick to my guns. If you've watched any of my previous videos, I've been saying I will not be bullish on Bitcoin in the short term until it closes a candle above $28,500. That has been heavy resistance in the past, and it will get us above quite a few of the larger moving averages. But as I also say in every single one of my videos, it's critical that you understand macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So if all of a sudden the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF were to get approved, that could skyrocket Bitcoin, GFAL, the entire crypto market. On the contrary, if it gets rejected or some extremely bearish news comes out, that could tank the entire crypto market. So just understand the crypto market is extremely volatile. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think GFAL could go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.